Well, howdy.
Hello there.
From AldermanFarms, I'm Tommy.
And I'm Patty.
And we're glad to see you on this Sunday evening at our new time, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. I need to scoot over and let you in.
Well, I was wondering if you was going to do it by yourself tonight or what.
Sorry.
You need to turn doing it by yourself.
Wouldn't nobody watch. You're the all-star around here. Speaking of all-star, I need to do something here. You got the chat up over there? It's acting like you don't want to load. So hey everybody,
yep.
we're
hey y'all. Got a lot of people in here now.
Yeah. Hope everybody had a good week. We had a busy week.
We did. We had a busy week.
Let's see. Oh well, I'll figure that out in a minute. Hey Facebook folks.
We had a busy week getting ready for markets and all. Had a big market Friday. Woo.
Yeah, had a big market. It was Dairy Day at the Brookhaven Farmers Market. They do that once a year. The Lincoln County, I think, did Rebecca say is the second biggest number? I don't know. I think maybe at one time Lincoln County had more dairies than any other county in Mississippi.
I still think it's the largest. Got the most dairy farmers.
I don't know. It might, but
it's June is Dairy Month, so we celebrate. We have Dairy Day at the market, and we actually. Corey, would you please come see what Sugar Bear wants? Sugar Bear wants something, but we don't know what. She's trying to tell us.
She wants to go outside. But anyway, it's usually the biggest crowd of the year because they bring, usually some dairy farmers will bring out a couple of calves for the kids to pet. And this year, Pat Ard from Ard's Dairy actually did some additional stuff. Yeah,
it was a great surprise. We actually, he brought a milk cow, and we've never had a full-grown dairy cow at the market. We've always had his calves. He's very faithful and brings a calf. And he actually brought his portable milking machine. Had a little technical difficulties getting it going, but yeah. The video was kind of long. I did a video on the Brookhaven Farmers Market page, and it finally started working, and there was a huge group of kids there, and so they actually got to see the milk coming out of the cow into the machine. So that was really neat that they did that, and they also did butter with some of the kids.
Oh, did they?
They did. They made butter with the kids. So, y'all, we've talked about before where people don't know where their food comes from. We've actually ran into a kid, and I can't remember what kids we had with us. We were in a parking lot selling chicks, and there was one kid that they didn't have a clue where milk came from.
Yeah.
They didn't really, and I mean, that's in Mississippi, and we're pretty rural, So
yeah, you would think people out in the country, so to speak, would know about all that. But look, there are grown people near where you live probably who they don't know where food comes from. They think they make it in the back at Walmart. They think they got an egg machine back there, and they got a vegetable machine. I mean, really, wasn't it? It was a few years ago where. I don't remember where we were or how, but there were kids who had no idea that food grew out of the dirt.
Yeah, like potatoes. And a lot of adults don't realize that potatoes grow underground, turnips grow underground, beets grow underground. They may understand that it's a vegetable and it grows from a plant, but they don't. People are just so far removed, and so it's really a neat thing, the education that the kids get, maybe without even realizing they're getting an education. People just aren't familiar with the farm life and everything. But anyways, I saw somebody ask how I did at the market. I did great. Sold out of everything except I brought one small loaf of sourdough bread home, one thing of rolls, which they enjoyed today at lunch.
Yeah.
And let me think. What else did I bring home? One other thing. Oh, one little thing of basil bread. So.
Yeah, and she had loaded up. I mean, y'all may have seen if y'all followed us on our live bread preparation videos. She had quite a bit of bread, so that was a good day.
Yeah. And also, y'all know I've been giving 7D Farms a shout out. She did a video showing how to make cheese bread. And I did it a little bit different than she did. I followed her instructions, but she puts hers into a loaf pan. And I put mine on a cookie tray. And, oh, that's right, I want to tell y'all about all my mishaps. So mine looks a little different from hers. But let me think. Oh, I don't think I told you about this either. Well, I'll tell that next.
Uh-oh, that makes me nervous.
Yeah, it was bad. So I baked my rolls first, and they get baked at 400 degrees. They're smaller, so you bake them faster. And I forgot to turn my oven down. I stuck in sourdough after that, and I started really smelling it after 20 minutes, and I checked it, and it was ready to come out. And I thought that was so odd because I knew I had 10 minutes left on the timer and everything. Well, didn't dawn on me. Stuck my cheese bread in, and it cooked really quick too. Got a little dark. That's when I finally realized, oh, you have it on for 400 instead of 350.
That could have been bad.
So that's why Tommy's going to show you my cheese bread. It's a little dark, but it still sold. It still was pretty.
Look at that, y'all.
But
does that look good or what?
It got a little brown, a little too brown, but I sold it anyway, and people really liked it. I sold out of it first. You see the large loaves on the left. I won't do the big ones. The ones on the right are half the size, and I'll stick with those smaller ones, I think. So anyway, that was my first mishap. Let me see. I think I had a question. Oh, Norma said she liked my version. Thank you very much. Let me see.
Patrick Dugan on Facebook says Walmart doesn't make it. I'm sorry, Patrick. No, Virginia. Walmart doesn't make it. That's funny.
And Beth, yeah, I do our Tuesday market too. I bake a little bit, not much, because we don't have a big traffic flow through there, and I don't want to have to bring home bread. And so I just try and bake. We've been doing it long enough. I'd rather sell out than have to bring bread home. So that's what I'll do. I just do, the 15 cinnamon rolls. I did bring 5 cinnamon rolls home last Tuesday. It was a good market, though. I sold all my bread, but I will be bringing cheese bread because I think that's going to be a huge seller. So thank you, Sherry, for sharing your secrets with us.
And not only cheese bread, and I don't have a picture of this.
Oh, yeah.
But what else will you be bringing every week now?
Hummus. The hummus sold out, and y'all, we have a small town market, so my prices can't be for instance, what Sherry's prices are, and everything. She goes to larger markets and stuff like that, and I'm just introducing healthier stuff to our people. So, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm seeing comments too.
Don't look at the comments while you're talking.
I know, but then it's so hard to catch up. But anyway, Tommy, I told him I was going to sell the hummus. It's in 8 ounces. I said, $4 or $5. I said, I just don't think I can get $5. And he said, well, we're going to sell it for $5 because if it's left over, that's good for me. You know?
I love hummus.
Anyway, I came home with just a little bit of my sample left, and he got to eat that.
I got to eat that.
So he was excited. I saw somebody ask, let's see, Sharon asked if I have, no. She said she got her sourdough starter going yesterday, so yay for Sharon. That's great.
Wait, before you get off of the hummus, the thing about our hummus, we call it Harb's hummus, Harb''S, because a friend of mine that works for the IT department in the city of Baton Rouge came here from Lebanon, and so it is a Lebanese recipe. And I tell everybody it's a Lebanese grandma's recipe, so it's a true Lebanese hummus recipe. And he keeps telling me that he's updated the recipe and he needs to get it to me, but he hadn't given it to me yet. So I don't know. I can't imagine it being improved upon, but we love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
And you know, we were introduced to Lebanese food when we were in our early 20s by a man that was from Saudi Arabia.
No, I think he was from Lebanon, wasn't he?
I don't know where it was from, but anyway, that's where we're introduced. So we've been eating Lebanese food for a long time, and so
it's our favorite cuisine.
Yeah, yeah, and so we're so glad that we have an authentic recipe. And that is so good. But Two Family asked if I have a really big oven to bake all the bread. I have a normal size oven. It is a convection oven. And so I'm able to bake like 8 loaves of bread at a time. So
we don't have a Sherry size.
No, I don't have a Sherry size.
Not Sherry 2 Family. Well, I don't know, maybe not, but Sherry from 7D she can bake like 150 loaves of bread at a time or something.
Well, not quite that.
No,
many.
but like 20, right?
Yeah,
20 loaves of bread.
20, yeah.
I just can't even imagine that.
Susan, I don't have a video yet of the hummus. I'll try and do one Monday or Tuesday when I make it. For Tuesday morning.
Okay, and somebody on Facebook, Shelly Keinel, I don't know if I said that right, Shelly Thornsberry, Keinel, you'll have to help me there, said she wants a recipe for your basil bread.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. Yeah, that's real simple. It's just my sourdough
Well, now she's
bread.
saying she needs several recipes.
Oh.
So.
We have a video series, if you don't know, for my sourdough bread. And I was talking to Beth Mitchell about this, that my main dough that I use is sourdough, because I make it up the night before, and in the morning I put it into loaves. And that I'm doing a grain bread, which I learned from Sherry. I'm doing my cheese bread. My basil bread is sourdough basil. And all I do is I take out the dough for the basil, and I knead in my dried basil. It's actually from my garden. So that's all I do to make my basil bread, and it's amazing how just that basil just really goes all through the bread. It's so good. So
well, hummus is more than just ground up chickpeas. It's or pureed chickpeas. So that's certainly one of the primary ingredients, but. There, if you just mashed up a bunch of chickpeas, that's not hummus.
No.
That's
the main base of it.
That's the main base. Well, one of the two. I guess that's the biggest amount. But But also, what makes it hummus is tahini paste, which is pulverized sesame seeds.
Yeah.
Tahini paste is a key ingredient, and then from there, I think probably just about any hummus. Unless it's called black bean hummus or something like that, if it just says hummus, then more than likely it's gonna contain chickpeas and tahini.
As far
as we know, and if Sherry's on here, she may say no, you're all wrong about that. But then I think sometimes ingredients vary wildly, as far as how the flavor enhancers.
And we put the other ingredients are salt, of course, lemon juice, and garlic.
To taste,
Yeah, and and olive oil. That's the main ingredients for our hummus. It's very simple. And also, Tommy, I want to talk to you because Sherry over at 7D. How many different variations of hummus do you make? I think it's like. I was saying 5, but when I was talking to Beth, she was saying 7
I think
or something
it's
like
7.
that.
I think she makes 7 different.
So many. Well, I want to talk to you about this because Tommy made the comment. He said, when I want hummus, I want hummus.
Yeah, I want our hummus.
Yeah, I want it made with chickpeas. He said, to me that's not hummus. But anyway, I talked to a lady at the market, and she does a black-eyed pea hummus. And it just got me to really thinking about it. And I think Sherry does black bean. Now Sherry, I'm not going to get into all the different flavors that Sherry has. But anyway, it got me to thinking that, you think about the pea, the chickpea that you're using.
The garbanzo bean.
Yeah, the garbanzo bean. But think about using black beans. You're doing the same thing. The black bean is going to have a different flavor.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a similar flavor because it's going to have your tahini. It's going to have your lemon juice. It'll probably have your garlic and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I really think I want to try black bean because black beans are like a new popular thing.
Yeah.
So I may try black bean hummus.
Well, that's fine. Are you asking permission? I mean, you don't need my permission.
I'm just telling you where you'll
because that would be a
like
first.
it.
She don't ever ask permission.
Oh, that's That's so bad.
It's because she knows she doesn't need to. She doesn't have to ask permission for me to do anything. So I'm kind of freaking out. I can't find LSU. I think they must be in a rain delay. Anybody know if the LSU and Mississippi State Super Regional is in a rain delay?
Sherry said the chickpeas are the body and tahini, and you can
8:35.
also make a white bean hummus too. Yeah, I would imagine. I guess any beans or whatever you can make hummus with. We thought that it was hummus because it was made with chickpeas. You know, guess we ought to Google what is that? What does hummus mean? You know,
It probably just means a paste.
A paste.
It probably means it's probably some ancient Egyptian word for ground up lentils or whatever you call them, ground up beans. All right, so
anyway,
game's been pushed back.
So-
First pitch at 8:35. So I got my phone ready so I could watch the game on the phone, but it's a big time, man. It's just super regional, you know. And what an exciting game last night! My goodness. I don't think I drifted off to sleep till 3 o'clock just from my heart pounding and racing. LSU was down 3-0 in the 8th inning and came back and won the game 4-3. And man.
Are they playing Mississippi State again?
Best 2 out of 3.
But you already saw them last night, so why would you need to see them tonight?
Because it's not over. LSU has to win tonight, or if Mississippi State happens to win tonight, then they'll have to play again tomorrow. It's the best 2 out of 3 to go to Omaha, and that's spelled EAUXMAHA.
Oh gosh.
Omaha.
Oh,
LSU
boy.
North.
Okay.
College World Series.
Also, we had a busy weekend. We really didn't get a lot done. We decided to move our pigs out to what we call the big garden. We have our Delawares out there, and they, for some reason, they're not keeping up with the grass out there. That's about the only place that we have grass going crazy.
You talking about the chickens?
Except our yard, but he just mowed the yard. So, yeah, I'm talking about moving the pigs into the big garden. But anyway, so Tommy
You
did work.
said they're not keeping up with the grass.
Yeah, the
out
chickens
there.
aren't. And so we're going to move the pigs in there, and because pigs keep coming in my yard, too. Looks like we've been tilling in certain places. But anyway, so Tommy worked on that yesterday. What did I work on? I worked on
Hey, Tom. 8:35, right?
What did I work on yesterday? I
Hmm.
can't remember. I did something.
Yeah, you did. You always do something.
I don't remember what I did yesterday. But anyway,
That was yesterday. It's a long
we had a
time
wedding
ago.
to go to last night.
Yeah, had a good time.
Carly Ann, our youngest daughter, was
Didn't get married. That's the way that was sounding. We
Oh.
had a wedding to go to last night. Carly Ann, our youngest daughter.
Well, because you didn't let me finish. You're trying to speed things along.
Sorry.
Carly Ann, our youngest daughter's roommate, got married last night, and Carly Ann was in the wedding, and so we got to go, and we had a really good time.
Really did. Had a
So
nice time. It was a
really
beautiful wedding.
Yeah, beautiful wedding, and
And
had a good time.
the father of the bride, you know, there wasn't a dry eye in the house because at the point where he was giving the bride away, he gave a little speech, you know, to the groom, and but it wasn't like "I'll kill you if you hurt her" kind of speech. You know, it was just a very, you know, he expressed the family's love for him and appreciation for him, and gave him some biblical encouragement, and it just was, and he could barely get through it.
Yeah.
And it's especially sweet because he's a giant man. You know, he's
yeah.
like 10 feet tall. And,
He actually is the vet we use for our large animals now.
Yeah,
So.
and he's just a giant hulk of a man, and just a sweetheart. And he was up there blowing snot everywhere, and it just was sweet. It
Yeah,
was good. I
it
was
was
thinking
really
to myself, I'm glad I don't wear mascara because it'd have been all over my face.
Yeah.
It'd have been running down my face, and
Yeah.
but it was nice. It was
Yeah.
really, really a nice time.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Beth asked, have I done any canning this year? And I have not, but I will be. You didn't put up my video there, my picture?
Yes,
I picked
I did.
That's what I did yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's what you did.
That's what I
yesterday
did. My Louisiana Purple Pod green beans are ready to pick now. They're coming in, and so I have been, I picked beans yesterday morning. I picked everything. I picked lettuce, I picked beans, and some friends of Carly Ann's came in from Starkville for the wedding. The wedding was at 6, so they didn't want to have to drive all the way back to Starkville. It's a 3-hour drive from here. So we had, 3 guys in the camper and a girl in the house in Tomas's room. So anyway, so we had a house full, and so they had a farm fresh meal today.
Yeah.
We didn't take a picture of that, did we?
No, we didn't. That's not it, is it? No.
No, that's not it.
Good thing we had a cool. We've had
Yeah,
a
we have a
little
little cool
snap
snap, yeah,
because
'cause-
we don't have a hookup, electrical hookup for our camper here. I'd love to. It'd be something I'd like to have down the road. Even a sewer hookup for it, but for situations like that, because had that been in August, they couldn't have stayed in there. But we've had a little cool snap with lows in the 60s, I think, in the lower 60s at night.
I think so.
So opening the windows in the camper and running a fan to pull it in there, they were comfortable.
Yeah. Well, and they said this morning that they got a little stuffy. I was like, well, if you'd have got up before 9 o'clock,
yeah, because they got home.
Okay.
They got home pretty late.
Yeah.
And it was after midnight because I was still up after the LSU game and when they came in and then I think they sat outside and chatted.
They played with kittens.
Played with kittens till who knows what time.
Well, I think Carly Ann said they came in about 12:30.
And of course, I was out of town last week, so you know what that means.
Yeah.
That means something's going to break, get tore up, something.
There was a water faucet there with a hose hooked to it before Blue took it out. He went charging after a cat, and he was in front of me going over to Mama's house. This is the back of Mama's house, and there was a waterfall coming out of Mama's wall when I got over there. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we had to get that fixed. I think I could have done it, but that happened on, was it Tuesday when that happened?
I don't remember, but I know you couldn't fix it until the next day.
Yeah, it happened on Tuesday afternoon after I had gotten ready for the market. And I did really good and kept up with the dishes, so I didn't have a pile of dishes waiting on me when that was fixed. And because I was sweating it, because I'm like, I really need this fixed by Thursday because that's baking day.
You think you could do it now?
I could have done it before.
Well, why didn't you?
Because I didn't have time. I had to go to the
market.
market.
That's right, because of the timing of it.
Yeah.
So we had to get Jeff, our buddy,
the
plumber, to come out because I was hours away.
And Corey, he was ragging on you too, saying, why didn't Corey fix this? He could have fixed this.
Corey was off.
Corey's
working
too, so anyway.
But, hey, Tom wants to know if we grow butter peas. You talking about butter beans, Tom? Butter peas or something else?
Butter peas, no. I think I grew those, that's like a mix between a pea and a butter bean. And I grew those years ago when we first moved here.
Okay.
I didn't know what they were. Kind of like a little red bean kind of looking thing. And, I really have some other beans that I like better, that I would rather get out there. Like I'm growing some lady peas this year. I love the big boy pea, and I love the black crowders, and of course I love the pink eye purple hull. So, that would be down on my list. I thought it was I thought I was doing a butter bean, and so I might like it better, not thinking I was growing a butter bean.
Else. Yeah.
So I have a couple of things here. Hope wants to know if you're going to grow your beard back out.
I don't know. I might. Certainly right now is not the time to think about it because...
yeah, not right now because it's too hot.
I would imagine when No Shave November rolls back around, by that time I probably will. But, I love the beard, but when I shaved it off because I wanted to see how my face had turned out after the dog attack so I could see everything. And I had so many people told me I would look 10 years younger. I was like, well, So anyway, I just kept it off. I hate to shave though. It's just, to me, it's just pain in the patoot, to have to, just an extra thing you got to do. I like my hair short enough that I don't have to comb it. And so if I don't have to comb my hair and I don't have to shave, man, I can, it don't take me long to get ready to go anywhere. But
I can still almost beat him though.
Yeah, she's pretty fast.
If I don't blow dry my hair, I can beat him. Also, let's see, Rhonda.
Hey, Craig Smith's watching on Facebook. He said,
Craig.
He said, y'all, after Friday market, I came home and picked more tomatoes than I sold, so it's busy for me as well.
Wow.
I've got some sweet potatoes planted as well. Cool. So
I wish I had a picture of Craig's booth. And it is, it's on YouTube. You did a video on our YouTube, right?
Yes,
the market?
yes, I did,
Yeah.
and it got cut off for some reason.
But did you get Craig? Was Craig on there?
I think so, yeah, because it was you and Debbie were at Craig's booth, right?
Yeah.
Because right when you and Debbie started talking, is when it cut off.
Okay.
Something up with my phone, or something up with Cellular South, because several times, if y'all remember, it started when we were coming home from the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, where I'm in the middle of a LTE area where I should have the strongest possible signal, and started getting these very bad connection messages. Well, that happened Friday at the market, and that video, again, it's on our YouTube channel. That video should have been 5 minutes longer. It was like 18 minutes, and it cut off because I started having this very bad connection business when I should be in a strong LTE area. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, we did show Craig's booth.
Well, anyway, the reason I'm saying that is because y'all really need to go look and see how many vegetables Craig had at the market. I mean, he had tons. He had his tables may have even been 8 foot, 6 to 8 foot tables set up, like this, covered with tomatoes, bell peppers, squash. Didn't have enough room on his table. He had baskets of squash, baskets of bell pepper, I set up right next to him, and the baskets connected us together. I mean, it was a ton. In fact, one lady, Craig probably remembers, she came up wanting to get some of the squash, like it was my squash, and I gave her a bag, and I told her to pay Craig over there. But anyway, and actually Craig had said too, Craig and I have talked about it, I don't want a little bitty squash. I want a decent sized squash. Now, I don't want it so huge that the seeds are ready to plant, but I want a decent sized squash. But it seems like a lot of these women at the market want these little bitty squash. And Craig and James were talking about bell peppers and talking about how when you pick them small, they're not to full maturity and they go bad quicker. And I didn't realize that.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't realize that at all. But Craig said he can, his bell peppers will last so much longer, and so I would imagine it's the same way with squash.
Yeah,
but
that's interesting.
Anyway, Craig, we had so much rain here and everything, and he couldn't get out in his garden, and so some of the squash got a little big, really about the size I like to have it. Anyway, but this lady came up, and that's what she said. She said, I don't want any of that little squash. I want some of this big squash right here. So I said, oh, here's a bag, because I knew Craig would be glad to sell it. But anyway, so some of his squash was a little on the big side. Not too big, but anyway, a little on the big side. Y'all, he about sold out of everything. It was just amazing how much food moved through that market Friday.
And so hopefully, I think typically this is the case, Patty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people show up for the first time for Dairy Day because it's so much more talked about in town. And so, but after Dairy Day, when they come and realize that everybody will be there next week, so I think you should anticipate, right?
Bigger crowds.
Bigger crowds from now until things start playing out. Dairy Day is just kind of
like our big kickoff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, well, why don't you do Dairy Day sooner? Well, I don't think it's not.
The farmers don't have it typically.
But not only that, it's not Lincoln County Dairy Day, right? I mean, it's Dairy Day all over the state?
No,
or something?
It's Dairy Day at the market. It's Dairy Month, the month of June.
Oh, okay.
I knew there was second market.
I got you.
To have Dairy
Day. I knew there was some kind of state tie-in. So
look,
June is Dairy Month.
I need to scroll. I'm holding a comment because I want to answer it. Rhonda Moulton says, "What weight do you butcher your pigs?" So you can answer that while I catch up with the comments. Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, it just depends. I mean, depends on what we're butchering them for, who we're butchering them for, well, we don't butcher for anybody else, but as far as delivering to a butcher for like a restaurant, they like them smaller. They like them 70 to 90 pounds, and chefs seem to. If we're butchering for ourselves, I mean, it just depends. If somewhere, I think we've kind of found the right size is around 100 pounds, give or take.
Yeah.
Well, from 100 to 125,
Yeah.
But
I mean, and it just depends. I mean, once we get to the point where we're can have our head above water with the pigs and everything, I mean, I want to grow them till they're about 150 pounds, because I want a good lard layer. I want to get enough lard to get back to enough fat to get back to make my lard and stuff like that. So, I would like them to be, probably about 150 pounds out to have a good fat layer on them and everything.
Yeah.
But let's see. And Nancy Briggs asked, do I make pickled beans? Yes, I do. I really like pickled green beans. And so I actually like to make them when they first start coming in, because they're nice and tender and everything. So I'll be making some of those too. So
Tom, are you at the box? Tom said those butter beans. He said those butter peas are a cross between a butter bean and a green pea. I don't know.
A green pea. Oh, I didn't know.
He said he
that.
had some when he lived in Georgia.
Huh. Deep South says we need a DSH camping trip.
Camping time.
I would agree.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we do need
Yes.
some camping time. So
yes,
as long as I can
yes.
plug in my air conditioner.
Yeah.
As long as you got a hookup, a 30 amp hookup, so I can plug in my air conditioner, because I can't sleep hot. Man,
No,
I hate to sleep hot.
Yeah, I'll never forget for Katrina, they all slept outside on the deck, and I slept in the bed. But
yeah,
but they
if
slept
I
outside.
start sweating when I'm hot, I just can't. I mean, when I'm sleeping, trying to sleep,
he
it's
gets
just
mad.
miserable.
He's not a person that gets mad easy, but he gets mad.
That's one of the things
hot.
that makes me mad, is trying to go sleep and I'm sweating.
It really makes me mad.
Oh, it's terrible.
Pia, if I could ship you some kittens, I would. I'd send you more than one.
Oh
She
yeah, we
said
can
she
send
wants
you a
kitten.
5-gallon bucket of them.
Oh, Linda asked, are you still picking mushrooms? I think there was another mushroom comment earlier, too.
Well, we're
So
not
tell
dead.
them.
Didn't kill us.
Yep.
So
that's what you could have put a picture of our mushrooms.
Oh,
we talked about that last week.
Yeah, we did
That's
that.
right.
Not last week, or maybe I did. That was for you. You were here by yourself. last week.
Yeah. We showed a picture.
But we're now comfortable that what we have is golden chanterelles, and we've eaten several of them. Patty fixed up. We did a little video. Patty did some scrambled eggs with them, and they're tasty. I think now we got to work on I've got to work on my sautéing skills. Thanks to Gypsy Farmer for giving me a definition of what sautéing actually is. I don't cook nothing.
She's in culinary school.
Yeah,
right now,
I don't
so
cook
she
nothing.
Knows what it
and
is.
I think I overcooked them, or cooked them too long or something, and got them a little brown, and which they were fine, okay. But I think I cooked out their uniqueness, because it tasted just like mushrooms you get out of a can, which are fine with me. I mean, like I said, I like just about any mushroom flavor. But when I went out to get some that day to cook, y'all, Danny and Wanda tell you how much rain we've gotten in this area of the world. Y'all, we saw the video that we put up last Saturday, or I think it was last Saturday.
Yeah, it was Saturday when we got all that rain.
Or even Sunday afternoon.
I mean, a week ago Saturday.
Yeah, with all the rain, and that's when I first found the mushrooms and thought they were chicken of the woods, that was just my stupidity and bad memory. But you saw all that water. Well, for where we live up on this ridge up here, within a couple of days,
Y'all, you can't tell.
You can't tell it ever rained. I mean, it just dry as a bone.
It looks really dry. I was really shocked.
So,
very shocked.
Chef Andy wants to buy a couple of pounds of the mushrooms. Another friend of mine, Chef Nick in Jackson, wants to buy 5 pounds. And
you tell Nick he can get 5 pounds of mushroom if he takes 5 pigs too.
Yeah, I'll throw them in. So walking out in the woods to go get some mushrooms the other day for us to do a taste test, I was noticing that they're drying. They're drying up already. Mm-hmm. So but luckily the rains came back today. We've had some rain today, but not a whole lot.
No, but it was a good kind of rain.
It was a good kind of rain, kind of a soaking rain. I think it may rain some more tonight, maybe.
And tell them why you don't really know what kind of rain it was, because
I was out. I don't think I went to sleep till 3 o'clock. I mean, I may have dozed 3 a.m. Not just because of the LSU game, but also at the wedding, like a dummy. And even after Patty warned me, I drank 2 or 3 glasses of iced tea. It was hot outside, and I guess I could have drank lemonade, but I just didn't really want one lemonade. And the tea was good, and I drank.
I told him.
Used to that didn't bother me. Used to I couldn't drink coffee before bed. I know people who drink a cup of coffee to relax them for bed. I don't get that. I mean, caffeinated. I can't do that, but tea used to never bother me. But the older I get, the more sensitive I become, I guess, to caffeine. And I tossed and turned. And the last time I looked, I got up to go to the restroom at 3 a.m. And I don't think I had been asleep till then.
Well, I let him take a nap.
She let me have a good Sunday afternoon nap, which we don't get to have very often.
Yeah. Beth said that they sell 6 25-pound boxes of tomatoes at the Saturday market. Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
That is something.
That's nice.
Let's see. There's something else on here. I left it right here and I forgot what
Anybody
it was.
wants to know what they can sell at a market? Tomatoes.
Yeah. Hey, Good Game Bees and Homestead said it's a Cellular South Ceasefire thing. They said they have to restart often on their own road trips to get a good connection back.
So. Yeah, speaking of Stephen, I was, y'all heard me say I was out of town, and I was in the region of Good Game Farm in Apiary. And so Stephen and his lovely wife, Cindy, took me out to get a quesadilla, a mushroom quesadilla at a local restaurant up there in the area. And we just had a great visit, very nice visit. And they're going to come, well, Stephen is, sometime in the not too distant future. He's working on some fencing for some American guinea hogs, and I told him bring a truck.
Oh yeah.
Bring a big truck, and
bring a trailer.
And I will hook you up.
Bring a trailer
with some pigs.
And Wanda said the AC is going all the time, and plenty of electricity to run the AC for you.
Okay, cool.
So, and Pia said the eggs and mushrooms and cheese was looking good.
They really were good, and I think that batch of the mushrooms were a little bit better, and had a little bit more.
That's because I sauteed
unique
them.
Flavor than the ones that I butchered. So.
And Lisa Booker says she loves coffee at bedtime.
Gosh,
that's crazy. I don't think I wouldn't sleep at all just because I knew I drank coffee probably.
I had a lieutenant one time, Jesse Burgoyne. That dude would drink pot of coffee after pot of coffee after pot. And I told him, how'd you ever go to sleep? And he said, that don't bother me a bit. And I mean, seriously, he in a 12-hour shift, he would drink, 2 pots of coffee, by himself. He always had a cup of coffee in his hand.
That's crazy.
And he said it never bothered him. So, I don't know.
Grandma Rose Homestead said next time I go to Starkville, she wants to meet at the OBYS. Obies.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Anyway,
we're not from Starkville.
But you know what?
So I don't know.
I think that's the restaurant where.
That used to be Ginger Rose.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Or we could go to.
So that would be good.
We could go meet at Little Dewey's.
Yep. Yep.
That's a famous place.
We've eaten there before too.
Yeah.
And Keepers at Home said, Patty, do you feed your starter the morning of bread day? I didn't feed my starter today. I'm gonna have to go back over to Mama's and feed it.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yes, thank you. I typically feed it in the morning. I've kind of gotten to where I'm feeding it at night. What I do, I prefer to feed it in the morning. And so.
Game time.
But we have more important things to do.
I know. I got the sound off.
But listen, so what I do, Wednesday night, I make my dough up. I will feed it Wednesday morning. I make my dough up Wednesday night. I will feed it again Wednesday night. I make my cinnamon rolls up Thursday morning, and I feed it again after I make my cinnamon rolls. So it's like 12 hours apart is when I feed it. 12 hours before I'm making it up is when I feed it.
Start over. Say that again. You may have said it exactly right.
Okay.
I may have misheard you, but just in case.
On Wednesday morning, I feed my starter every day. But Wednesday morning I feed it. Wednesday night is when I make my dough up. So it's 12 hours after I feed it, I make my dough. I feed it Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning I make up my cinnamon rolls. And then after I make my cinnamon rolls up, I'll feed it again. So it's 12 hours apart that I feed it. 12 hours before I actually make it up is when I feed it. I kind of question myself how far apart I should do it and everything, and so I've played with it, and that's what works for me. So you do whatever works with your starter. Think about it, it'll be stronger and more active. It'll be hungry whenever you start making your bread up if it hasn't been fed. And if Sherry's still on here, maybe she could put on there what she does. So
Craig said he figured the total, this is Craig again, Craig Smith from the Brookhaven Farmers Market. He said he figured his total on tomatoes sold Friday was about 175 pounds.
Wow. And you know what he told me too? He had as many tomatoes as he brought to the market at home that he didn't bring because he thought he was bringing too many already.
And then he just said, remember a few minutes ago, that after the market, he went home and picked more than he sold.
I've got to get out there and do a video of his fields. He puts some videos up on Facebook. But Craig, he's a younger guy. He's younger than Tommy and I. I don't know how old Craig is, 30-ish, I guess, something like that.
I don't know how old you, Craig.
But anyway, he is a full-time farmer. This is what he's doing for a living.
Yeah.
And you're not finding that much this day and time. We have 3 main farmers at the market. Well, 4, counting Mr. Bobby. But, different ones will bring a few things like me, vegetables and all that. But, y'all, we really see it here. And y'all, we're rural. I can't say that word good.
Rural. You said it right.
And we just don't have the farmers that are, especially people that are doing it for a living, even older people that are retired that are doing it to supplement their income. We just don't have them. So we were so excited. Last year was Craig's first year at the market, and he did good last year. He's doing even better this year. So
33. He's 33.
He's 33. So I was right.
Hey, Cliff. Cliff Persick's watching.
Hey, Cliff. Cliff's my cousin. But anyway, I'm sorry, my comments have gone by. Grandma Rose was saying that Obie's has Cajun and Creole food. So I've never eaten there, so I would like to go there.
Yeah.
She said Little Dewey's is.
We don't get to go that very much, so.
Yeah. So I would like to try that. Somebody said, you love us more than LSU, Tommy, and you know it.
That's totally not fair to put me on the spot like that, Lisa.
Thank you, Linda. She said, congrats on your mushroom sales.
Well, I ain't sold them yet, but, I mean,
hopefully
we've got an agreement for them, but let me see. So. I think, I don't know if y'all saw, but we had a friend of ours.
I haven't seen that picture.
Yeah, I know. A friend of ours, Richard, had a little medical issue crop up. I think he's doing much better, and but Richard is like such a faithful customer to the farmers market, and he drives down here from 50 miles away every Friday, and he's there early, and he brings a list, and he promotes our stuff on Facebook and everything, and so Patty decided I said we need to bring him something, and so Patty had a great idea to put together an edible arrangement from our garden. And so that's a picture of Richard, and I ended up having to meet him at a gas station. I was heading out of town, and I met him at a gas station. But tell him about your arrangement, Patty.
Well, I've already told him one time. But
oh, you did? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the arrangement that I did. That I was going to do some flowers and stick some cucumbers in it because he loves cucumbers.
And the cucumbers was my idea.
And anyway, my flowers were not looking good because we were having all that rain, and so, but the kale still looked good, and I threw some arugula that was going to seed in there, and basil and parsley and cilantro, and that was the only 3 nasturtium blooms that looked halfway decent. And I put some nasturtium leaves in there too, so I made him an edible arrangement. But I was glad to at least have those 3 nasturtium flowers for a little color.
Oh, you know what? And I should have pulled down off of, hey Amy, I should have pulled down off of Facebook, because he sent us pictures of the stuff as he ate it. You know, a salad that he did, and they made refrigerator pickles.
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah, yeah.
Refrigerator pickles out of the cucumbers, and he enjoyed it, and he was very, very touched and thoughtful. I mean, thought it was very thoughtful. But I can tell you, some people had said, you know, hey, y'all, that's a good idea. Y'all ought to sell those at the farmers market. Well, you know, there may be a way to do it, but I'm gonna tell you, by the time you know, it took me an hour roughly to get, or a little less maybe, to get from here to there with it. And of course, I guess the arrangement was in existence a little longer than an hour.
Not a lot though, because I made it up and you left.
Yeah, you made it up pretty quick, and I left, and it was already drooping. You know, it was already looking. I mean, it looked fine, but parts of it didn't. Parts of it was drooping pretty bad. So we'd have to. Yeah,
I would need to plan for it and just put stuff in that would hold up good in water, you know, like that.
Yeah.
So, of course, typically we stuck the cucumbers in there just because he loves cucumbers, but I mean, of course, you wouldn't keep that in water. So, Linda Ennis says that, and that's how you say her name. Said that she drinks coffee before bed, helps her sleep, must be left over from her ambulance night shift days.
Yeah,
that just blows my mind.
Yeah, I knew several police officers who were like that. You know, not as Jesse was the worst. You know, well, I don't mean to say worst, but I mean Jesse drank the most coffee and it didn't bother him. But I knew a number of police officers who would drink coffee in the morning. You know, after working all night. Drink coffee in the morning and then go to bed, and I don't think I've ever done that, have I? I don't think I've ever.
No,
been
when
able
you
to
came
do
home,
that.
you went to bed. You may have drank it at the police station, but you didn't drink it at home.
No.
I've gotten to where I can't even. It makes me have palpitations so much. I only drink 1 cup. I did drink an extra half a cup today, but I typically just drink 1 cup in the morning now. And plus, I've been having that old acid reflux. And hey, Pat. Thank you for the compliment on the show last week. I appreciate that.
Yeah, she did so good. Thank y'all for being so kind. I haven't been watching. I don't know if we've had any trolls. I see we've got several moderators. I appreciate that. We had a couple of, you had a couple of trolls last week that I was able to. Yeah, but I stamped them. I dropped the hammer on them. Bam! And look, I don't do all this timeout business. You know, you come in here talking ugly stuff, you're gone. There's no. That wasn't accidental, and it wasn't all bad. One of them was anti-Semitic, you know, jabbering about the Jewish people, and you know, whatever. And bam! I mean, just delete, ban user. I don't, you know. So Patty mentioned.
Hey, Jaton.
Patty,
it's good to see you. Whoa.
Patty mentioned making a home-cooked meal for Carly Ann and all of her friends from Starkville. She had this, I think this was while I was gone.
Yeah, that was while he was gone. I sent it to him, tempting him.
Yeah. See what I got to put up with? You know, I don't have a choice. I have to leave sometime, and she sends me pictures like this. So, got some okra and some yellow squash.
Yeah.
Some, what is that, pickled cucumbers?
Yeah.
Or pickled cucumbers, some lettuce with their homemade ranch dressing, and this is what? Fried?
That's fried white squash.
Fried patty pan squash?
Yeah. Oh, and y'all, I made a recipe. I should have filmed it, but I was in a hurry today cooking. I'm sorry, y'all. That's probably loud.
Yeah, it is. She's having to reassemble she broke her iPad stand.
Yeah. Well, it's actually from my typing days. Can you see my stand? I don't know what's wrong. It won't stay in there. Oh, it's broken. I see.
Is it broke?
You broke it.
I didn't break it. You broke it.
It wasn't broken when I put it on.
Thanks, Amy. I'm sure it was delicious.
What was I saying?
I don't know. What was she saying?
Uh-oh, I just tried to block somebody.
No, you didn't.
Oh, well, my little thing is broken now.
Oh, well. You just got to hold it.
But you can't even buy those anymore because people don't type lessons.
Yeah, you can still buy them. Maybe
anyway.
not for typing, but for other things.
What's that?
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
So let me show you this. You know, every now and then you see, you'll read a story about why it's not a good idea for kids to have iPads and things like that. And, you know, there's probably some truth to that. There's probably some reasons why kids shouldn't have their own electronic devices.
Oh, I was talking about that squash recipe. I'll tell them about it when you get
All right.
done.
Well, let me just tell you, from this pawpaw's perspective, there's one reason why it's good for a kid to have his own iPad that outweighs all of that.
And know how to work it, too.
Yeah, because we get FaceTime calls from our 5-year-old grandson from his own iPad. And as long as he keeps FaceTiming us,
we're
happy with it. You know, it's he's such a cutie, y'all, and he has started karate lessons.
We haven't FaceTimed him since then.
Yeah, he FaceTimed yesterday with Annie, or this morning. Yeah,
well, I know, but I didn't talk to him.
Oh, where were you? Over at Mama's?
Oh, that's right. No, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, he FaceTimed Annie at 7:30 this morning.
7 o'clock this
7
morning.
o'clock after that late night.
Can you believe she didn't answer that baby? She didn't answer.
She didn't.
Nope. So that's why she FaceTimed again. Anyway, I was talking about that squash recipe. It's a recipe that I got from my friend Therese, and it's with yellow squash, and it takes about 4 pounds of it, and you just saute it down with some bell pepper and onion, and you put in a cup. What?
Go ahead. It was the yellow squash or patty pan?
That was patty pan I used in the recipe.
Oh, but
it
the recipe called for yellow squash.
Yeah, but
okay.
I used the white patty pan squash, and now, where was I? You saute it down with bell pepper and onion. You put it, now it's very fattening. A cup of mayonnaise, a cup and a half.
It tastes fattening.
Of shredded cheese, and cheddar cheese. I think that's it. After you cool your squash a little bit before you add all that, and you stir it up. Oh, 2 eggs. And you put it in a 9x13 pan, and you bake that. Oh, you can put breadcrumbs on top.
Did you say sausage?
Oh, and you don't have to, but you can put in sausage, like breakfast sausage that you've cooked. And so it's a meal if you put the sausage in.
Yeah, it's like it's a guilty pleasure recipe.
I had regular yellow squash cooked to the side, and I had green beans, and I did some potatoes and a white sauce. I did a big meal today, but anyway.
It is a southern dish.
Yeah, it's very fattening and it's very rich, so you don't want to eat a ton of it.
If you eat that, you don't worry. You never wonder why Mississippi ranks up in the top of the obesity list. Because it ain't just McDonald's. It's stuff like that.
Therese is in Louisiana. You just can't eat that often, and you need to eat some other vegetables with it.
Gosh, it's so rich. It's making my mouth water just thinking about it.
Yeah, Grandma Rose, there is some really good recipes out there for patty pan squash. But my favorite is when you saute the bacon and you boil the squash, you scoop it out, put it in the bacon and onion, and put some breadcrumbs. I mean, really, that's my favorite way. But it just tastes, the patty pan squash is so mild. So you can use it in place of any squash. It's really good. So... And Debbie Bragg said she got 14 pounds of red potatoes today from 5 grow bags. So that's awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
That is really cool.
Let me look over here and see if I've missed anything. We got 118 people watching. That's pretty cool.
Great.
Hope the new time is working out for y'all. It's really nice for us.
Yeah.
It really, I'm really glad we made the switch. But not everybody... We forgot to remind people today because I didn't tell you. Bonnie Dixon sent us a message. I don't remember what time it was. It was sometime after 5, Hey, did y'all change the time of your show, whatever? And I didn't think about that we should have kept reminding people, for a few weeks that we changed the time of the show. I've shown all the photos.
And somebody saying about Deep South said that they love sauteed squash. Yeah, I love it like that too. And I've sauteed some of that. That's how I cook the patty pan squash to put with in that recipe. And so and the yellow squash I had on the side was just sauteed squash. I didn't even put onion in it. I just put a little bit of butter in the pan and put the squash in and just saute it down.
Oh, so good.
So it's just, but I sent it, Carly Ann was going by to see Tomas, so I sent it to Chelsea because the yellow squash is just one of her favorites. So I sent what we had left to her. So
I do have this picture to show you to remind you that we'll be at the Homesteaders of America conference in Warrenton, Virginia. I don't know, is that right? Help me, Amy. I'm drawing a blank. It's in Virginia.
It's in, well,
is it Warrenton?
Yeah.
In October, and we're very excited about that. And we'll actually be presenting on critical incident stress when trauma strikes. Speaking of that, if you haven't downloaded our free PDF, you can go to there's a link in the description of the video. Go download the free PDF, join the mailing list, and to help you. Hey Tricia, you just missed it. We just showed Richard's pretty mug on the show with his. I guess I don't know when you got here, but with his edible arrangement. But anyway, go to the link. It's in the description of the video and get your free PDF download of When Trauma Strikes to help you understand what to expect when trauma strikes, because trauma happens on the homestead and everywhere else, anywhere else at any time. What else?
I lost it.
All right, look for it. One more thing.
Wait, no, then I won't have time. I found
it.
Okay,
go ahead.
Rainbow Rose, Connie said she's still waiting for me to make it like sweet potato pie. I forgot about that. I need to do that. Because I really would like to do that. And Norma Mason said yellow squash was $2.49 a pound today at the produce market there near Atlantic City, New Jersey. The whole market time I've continued to sell my squash. Now I haven't had much yellow squash, but I have had patty pan squash, and not a ton of it, not like Craig. But I've continued to sell mine for $2 a pound because I thought, if people don't want to pay me what I feel like it's worth, then I'll bring it home and put it up. So
yeah, it's not like it's lost.
Yeah, we didn't get it picked for the Friday market. I did have a few that had already been picked, but we didn't pick again. But so that's why I had all the squash, which I'm so glad I did because I was able to make that recipe today. But I've been selling it. I've been selling it pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So people are learning what it is. A lot of people didn't know what it was, but I was the first one. Well, Craig had a few squash the first market. I had a few yellow squash, and I had a few yellow squash, but I had a lot of patty pan squash. And so I was able to introduce them. People were squash hungry, so they tried it. And so I've had repeat customers because of that, because they really liked it. So
and repeat customers on the Japanese long cucumbers, too.
Oh, yes, because really...
Richard loves them, eh, Trish?
Yeah, he does. Actually, Tuesday market there was cucumbers, but I don't remember if the last Friday... Now, this past Friday, people had cucumbers. But the Friday before that, I don't even know if there was cucumbers there, so I was early with them to the market. And so people are scared of them. They thought they were giant zucchinis. But anyway, so people have tried the Japanese long cucumbers, so I'm having people coming back asking for them too. But sometimes some markets people want new things. They want different things. Some markets, they don't want it different. They just want what they're used to getting.
They just want
So we're just having to try and get people to try things, and because I guess I like different things.
Thanks, Deep South. Appreciate it. Yeah, Tricia said we love your cucumbers. All right, one more thing, and then we got to sign on. We're going to sign off, but tell him to watch it. I showed his picture. I didn't get the chance to show his socks, but anyway, that's a whole other story. Hey, if you're on Facebook, do a search for Friends of Alderman Farms. We would love for you to be in our little private group, Friends of Alderman Farms. And so just search Facebook for Friends of Alderman Farms and request to join. And chances are I'll approve it. If it doesn't look like you're some kind of wacko, that wants to kill us, I'll probably let you in. And
and thank you, Linda. She says she sure enjoyed the show, so the keepers at home. So thank y'all so much for your kind words.
Yeah, we appreciate
it.
We just got time to remind you that whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God, which of course is 1 Corinthians 10:31. And we're so grateful, to you guys. And we look forward to this. We really do. And especially now that it's at a better time for us. It's not as hectic. Sunday afternoons
and
are not as hectic.
We don't feel near as rushed.
Yeah, because we get home at the old time. We'd get home from church, and it was almost like we didn't really have time to relax or anything.
To get things together like we need to.
It was very stressful getting it ready because it seemed like, 5 hours is a lot of time, but after you do lunch and all that, so this is so much better. So we thank you guys for allowing us to do that.
And y'all, we tell you that scripture every week and everything, but if it weren't for God, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, and we do give Him the glory. We talk about the different food that we've been able to produce and stuff like that, and it's only because of His goodness and how He's allowed us to have different relationships with people and to learn from others.
Absolutely.
We've learned from Him the way He does things in nature, in His creation,
right?
And so we just have to give Him the credit and Him the glory, that He has blessed the garden this year.
Yeah, He really has.
Yeah, He's really blessed us, and we just are so thankful.
Yeah, we really are. And we're kind of over time, but I wanted to say this. A friend of ours, they posted some articles on Facebook about, and I don't remember who it was. Yes, I do. It was Tim Schmoyer and Evan Carmichael, some pretty big YouTubers, and they were talking about distilling the message of your channel down into one word, if you could. And I got to thinking about that. What would be our one word? It'd be kind of hard, and you probably could choose several, but just what jumped out at me is that, and you've heard Patty and I say this before, the most meaningful compliment that we get paid from people is, y'all are just so real.
Yeah.
That means the most to us when people say, when they meet us and they find out we're just the same in person as we are on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. And we've often wanted to be that to be the case. In fact, we've prayed that in our Christian walk and in our Christian witness,
that's right.
We want to be real. We want to be the same people that we on Monday through Saturday as we are on Sunday morning.
That's right.
And so the word I'm associating with our channel for a while anyway, until something else strikes me, is real. And so we want to encourage you, be real.
Be real in your everyday life.
That's
before God. You're living your life before God. You have to be real to Him and let everybody else see you real.
Because He knows anyway.
That's right.
God knows anyway, so you might as well be real for everybody else, because God knows the real you.
That's
and
right.
It ain't pretty, but that's why He died for us.
Grace.
That's why we need
that's
a Savior.
Right. That's right.
So that's our encouragement to you, and we're going to sign off. Be real. Thanks for watching.
Good night.